Hi, my name is Katie Marie. Let's start this meeting with the third step prayer. God, I offer myself to thee to build with me and to do with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self, that I may better do thy will. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I would help of thy power, thy love, and thy way of life. May I do thy will always. Amen. This is the TLMS Step 6, taken from the Big Book in 12 and 12 of Alcoholics Anonymous. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. So in step 5, we identified what our true feelings were and whether that certain grudge still exists. In step 6, this is step 6, we will continue our list so that we can identify what our character defects are. And I'll tell you all about that. Now, we'll go back through our lives. We have to be thorough and honest. That's the only way to see what's right in front of us. And then we can make necessary adjustments in our actions or reactions, have you, to avoid any kind of bad consequences that our future behaviors may present. Okay? So we consider everything carefully. Let's first review some definitions of 7 character defects in particular. Pride. Pride is being especially proud of yourself. Greed. Greed is a selfish desire for something. Lust is having a very strong desire for somebody. Anger is an emotion which is triggered by feelings of worry, frustration, and even fear. And then ad infinitum, because there's a lot of things that can make people angry. Gluttony is a habitual excess in eating. Envy is desiring the possession of others. Sloth is to make little or no effort in your actions, and it's just a, a fancy word for procrastination. That's really all it is. That's what the book tells us. I believe it, and I kind of agree with that. To avoid falling into confusion over the names of these defects should be called, let's take a universally recognized list of major human failings, or as you may have it, the 7 deadly sins. We review our own behavior over the past years. We look to see where we have been full of pride, greed, lust, anger, gluttony, envy, and sloth. Then we can look at where we were at fault and what we could have done differently. We get this all down on paper and then take a deep look at it, okay? We want to take a really good look at this. We really only have time for one example, but I'm going to be thorough about it. I'll choose my biological mother as the example. If you all remember from last week and the week before that, I had put her down on my list. So, on my grudge list. So, here's what I like to call my growth chart. Okay? So, I made this up for y'all to look at. I want you to really take a look at it. And if you can see it really good, let me see if I can get y'all to look at it. You see step 4 and on the top, step 5 in the middle, and step 6 on the bottom. Step 4 says who, and then the next column says what happened. Step 5 says, why do I have a grudge? The next column says, how did I feel? We should have already done these, anyway, as the example. I mean, y'all should already have steps 4 and 5 listed out anyway. Step 6 is, what did I do? Okay, this is what we're working on today. What did I do? Based on the feelings I had, what were my actions or reactions? How did I react to my feelings? Put it here. My character defects, and we will get to that. I'm going to show you how. Okay, so if you want to either write this down real quick or shoot it, take a snapshot of it or whatever. I'm about to pull this down. I'm going to move on. Okay. So you did my example, step 4. Who? My biological mother. What happened? She left my biological father's name off of my birth certificate. Okay. Step 5. Why do I have a grudge? It's hard to find him without a name. How did I feel? I felt lost and alone. What did I do? Okay, so what I did was I reinvented my biological father in my head. So he became my invisible friend when I was little, growing up. And in my mind, he had told me, my invisible friend, my father, right, the person I made up, told me that he had died years ago. So when I was like 8, that's when I invented him. And I had learned that he had died years ago, but that's what my mind was telling. This is what I've done. This is my action to how I felt. I felt alone and lost, so I made him up. Right? Make me feel like I had somebody. And okay, so I could have asked my adopted mother for help in finding him, but I was kind of scared to tell her. And then when I got older, my pride took over. She was helping all my other siblings find their biological parents, but I refused to ask. And if you really want to take a look at step 6, what did I do? Well, I reinvented my biological father, right, in my head, and it just made me more sad. And I could have asked for help, but my character defect prevented me from finding out who my biological father was while my adopted mother was still alive. She's gone now. So I can't get that help from her. So it was pride. Pride kept me from getting that help. And here I am now. Now I gotta pay $100 for Ancestry.com, which I'm willing to do now. But a lot could have been avoided. And it's just something that happens, you guys. I'm not gonna get all worked up over it, right? But there are things that happen that seriously happen in people's lives. And I think that's the part that we need to be more sentimental toward each other. Because there are things that really happen, deep rooted things that happen in other people's lives. And their feelings are affected so much so that they become slothful, prideful, uh, gluttonous, is that what? And envious, and all that stuff. And a lot of times, those emotions, which is what they are, your feelings. It's okay. Your feelings causes your emotions. Emotions is an action. Emotions is not happy. Happy is not emotion. An emotion of from the feeling being happy is maybe jumping up and down for joy. That's an emotion. Okay? Just like anger, anger is an emotion. I mean, yeah, it's an emotion because it comes from a feeling and you probably might lash out at somebody, hit them or hit a wall or whatever, and that's really what causes your problems. It's not your feelings. Your feelings don't cause your problems. It's the emotion displayed behind that feeling that causes your problems. And really, if we could just stop right there from having our emotions get the best of us. So by me being so prideful, there's a lot that I could have avoided. There's a lot that I could have done differently. And my consequences would have been better. Because you have bad and good consequences. So my consequences would have been better if I had just asked for help, right? We're gonna go deeper into it and talk about step 7 next week. So now, at this point, now I have told everybody, now, anybody who's watching, that I have been prideful. Okay? That's my character defect. In this situation, I have plenty of character defects, y'all. I'm just telling you, this particular example is an example of pride. Too much pride. I couldn't even ask my own mother for help. My own adopted mother, but I call her my mother. Now I'm ready to have God remove the defect of pride because now I know what the defect is. I have other defects of character. This I should acknowledge. I should acknowledge this because although I may be prideful, I can decrease, excuse me, I can decrease the times that I am full of pride. God will certainly forgive my derelictions, but He will not render me white as snow and keep me that way without my cooperation. Okay? So He might bring my little anger level down a little. But if I'm still lashing out at you, hell, I'm not really helping out with the situation. And then I get the bad consequences. I can't blame nobody. I really can't. Because, I mean, I've already been through the process. But it takes time, you guys. Okay, so you lash out again. Just don't do it next time. You see what I'm saying? We just keep working on it. This is how we build character. We will discuss more about the building of character next week in step 7. Okay, these are steps. So, you know, each time we talk, you guys, it's just another step into the right direction. So I'm gonna tell you this. I know a lot of y'all are asking. Step 5 in its entirety is on our website at tlmsinc.org. I want to sincerely apologize for this. I made the video too long. The step 5 video, I made it too long. I didn't know it. I got excited and I tried to trim it so that it'll fit because actually I posted it and when Saturday came it was not posted and I was wondering why and I kind of got scared because I know y'all expect to see it at 10 o'clock on Saturdays and it did not show up because it was too long. It kicked back out. So the trimming didn't go over very well. Something happens real glitchy, and I'm talking really fast, like super fast. So I don't know. I'm not a pro at this. I'm just doing this out of the kindness of my heart, trying to get the message out to you all. So I put the untrimmed version, okay, the original version. I put it on our website because my website can support the length of the video. So if you can for now until I figure out what I'm going to do, if you can go to that site just for step 5, go to the 12 steps. Okay, you'll see it in the tab in the menu. Go to the 12 steps study. Go there and you'll see it. There's a couple of videos there. There's probably 3 there now because I got my life story in there too. And I just went ahead and put step 5 there so y'all will have it because I know it's really important. Okay, and while you are at the tlmsinc.org, okay, the website, you can go on and take a self-guided tour. Just look around, browse around if you have time. I love y'all, and I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. I'm going to try and post it to, I'm working on posting it to YouTube. That's where it's more convenient for everybody, and I know that. But I really appreciate y'all hanging on in there with me and with yourself. And have a little patience with yourself. Have a little patience with yourself. Be patient, okay? It does work if you work it.